Okay. So we'll get started. I'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnanajanaşalakaya Chakshurmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanada Swamiti Namane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshtarne. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktaranda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome to our Gita study session. We are in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I'll give a quick glimpse of Bhagavad Gita in few lines. So we are attending regularly and learning Bhagavad Gita, but the essence should not be forgotten. So once we know the essence, then we can see with that context. So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna spoke, Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. 18 chapters. In first 6 chapters, Krishna spoke about Karma Yoga. And other 6 chapters, from 6 to 12, he spoke about Bhakti Yoga. In the last 6 chapters, he spoke about all the remaining things in detail. Krishna spent first half, like first 6 chapters, just for Karma Yoga. So because we all live in this world and we all work in this world, everybody works. No one can escape from the work. And Krishna spoke about in 3rd chapter, even breathing is also a work. Eating is also a work. Any action we do, it's a work. Any work we do will create reactions. It creates reactions. It could put us into karma bandhana. It would bind us. It will generate new karma. So because of that, one would have to take birth again and again. So that is the reason Krishna spent more time on this Karma Yoga, how to live in this world, how to work in this world. So what is the result of it? When we do work like a Karma Yogi with proper consciousness as a service to the Supreme Lord, without expecting success or failure, then our mind is purified, our consciousness is purified. Most of the time we will be working with ahankara and mamakara, like I am the doer, everything belongs to me, I should enjoy. Because of this mentality, one would get entrapped himself. He will be restless. By working like a karma yogi, mind is purified. We know our real identity. I'm just a player in the real game of the God. Right? We'll purify our mind, purify our consciousness, and we can able to quickly progress in the path of bhakti. So how to live in this world, how to work in this world with proper consciousness, Krishna spoke about in first 6 chapters. By which the result is we will get purification of mind, purification of consciousness, and we will be devoid of unnecessary ahankara and mamakara, possessiveness and ego, false ego. So the mind is purified, consciousness is purified, we will be able to easily progress faster in the path of bhakti. And Krishna spent second half, the 6 to 12 chapters about bhakti yoga. The linking process, how to live in this world, what is the right way to link our consciousness to the Supreme Lord, by which we will awaken our devotion towards the Lord. Bhakti is a way. When the Lord is pleased, we can attain the Supreme Lord. Bhakti is a way to attain. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Krishna says, always think about me, always meditate on me. You can attain me. That is the essence of that in the 6 to 12 chapters. And towards the 13 to 18, Krishna spoke about various things, the soul in detail and Prakriti in detail, three modes of material nature, all these things. And towards the end, 18th chapter, Krishna is driving Arjuna towards taking complete shelter of the Lord. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja. So Arjuna was, after hearing entire Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was looking at Krishna. What should I do? What is my duty right now? Tell me in simple line. Right? What should I do right now? Tell me. So I have a big karmic baggage. I've been through, I know everything now. Okay, Arjuna, like Arjuna mindset is like, now that I know everything, I have been through many, many lifetimes. Every lifetime I accumulated so much karma. So what will happen to all those karma? Now I can meditate on you. I can think about you. But what about that karma baggage? Krishna says, Parityaj sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja ahantam swarapapebhyo. I am the one who clear all your sins. Whatever the karmic baggage you have, don't worry, I'll nullify it. I'll nullify it. I'll make it zero. When the karma balance is zero, that means, yes, we can attain Supreme Lord, we can attain liberation. So surrender process, Krishna spoke about surrender process, that is through Acharya, like Srila Prabhupada is an Acharya. So when we connect to an Acharya through the process of, by following their instructions and the message of Krishna through Bhakti Yoga, one can attain and one can go to a state where one would never need to return back. We don't have to take birth again and go to kindergarten, first grade, and again die. One lifetime itself is so struggle, and we have to go through this struggle every lifetime. That's so much pain. It's a big mess, right? We don't want to go through this. That is the reason Krishna wants Arjuna to work like karma yogi and purify mind, purify consciousness, and develop bhakti towards the Lord with proper devotion and take Sharanagati through an Acharya by which one can attain Supreme Lord. That is the essence of Bhagavad Gita in few lines. This should not be forgotten. Okay, so in case of Acharya, Srila Prabhupada is an Acharya. Like if you go to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya is an Acharya. He's like bona fide representative of the God. One would take Sharanagati and attain the Supreme Lord. Okay, so that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. That should not be forgotten. We should keep always meditate on it. So we are in the 4th chapter. So I'll give a quick glance in case if you have missed any of this. I'm going to give a quick summary, a quick glimpse of the 4th chapter. So today we'll be reading from 20 onwards. So we'll try to see how much we can go. So almost like 60-70% completed in the 4th chapter. So Krishna spoke like 1st chapter, 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter. After listening, while listening all this, Arjuna put a face. Okay, so looking at Arjuna, Krishna says, Arjuna, this is not the first time I'm speaking to you. I have spoken this knowledge to many people in the past. I give it to Raja Rishi, a king who is also a saint. And they in turn pass it down. And many people have practiced. And the chain is broken. The chain is broken. The people who used to practice before in the past, and the practitioners are gone. The karma yoga practitioners are gone. The spirituality practitioners are gone. That is why I'm speaking to you again. So why are you speaking to me, Krishna? Krishna says, you are my devotee. Bhakta and Sakha, you are my devotee and friend. So it applies to us too, like we are a devotee of Krishna. So the transcendental message is for us too. Okay, that is the first 4. And Arjuna asked this question. What Krishna said, I spoken this to Sun God. Sun God in turn gave to Manu, and Manu to Ikshvaku. Arjuna was quite confused. Is that really? Is that true? You spoken this to Sun God? When did Sun God born? So we looked at it in detail. It was like 28 yuga cycles back. It's almost 120 million years ago. Krishna has spoken. It is not the first time Krishna speaks to sun god. Every time speak to sun god, he has spoken. We are in the 28th yuga cycle. Krishna has spoken like in the first yuga cycle. Every yuga cycle he speaks. It's not just one yuga cycle. Okay, now Krishna goes back to this message saying, what Krishna says, I have spoken this many times before. Okay, and I remember everything and you cannot remember. So why Krishna says he remembers everything? Because he says, Bhutanam Ishwarapi, of all the living entities, I am the Supreme Lord. I am the Supreme Lord. I reside as Paramatma in the hearts of every living entity. When I appear, I don't appear like you. I don't appear like an ordinary person. I appear in my divine transcendental body. As Krishna, as he resides in Vaikunta or Golaka Vrindavana, when Krishna appears, he appears in the same form, no change, no change. His body is not like our body, which is made of Sattva, Raja, Tamo Guna. His body is a transcendental body, Shuddha Sattva Mayam body. Okay, and Krishna talks about why he appeared. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in righteousness and there is an inclination in adharma, he will force us, he will appear. He'll appear again and again. And very importantly, he says, Paritranaya sadhunam. I appear to protect my devotees. To annihilate demons, I can send my Sudarshan Chakra or any other weapon or a person. But Krishna is saying, I appear because my devotees cannot wait to see me. They are hankering to see me every day. That is the reason I come down as myself to reciprocate the love. They are so eager to see me. That is the only purpose I come. And when I come, I perform many pastimes, so that devotees can remember and meditate upon. So when Rama came, he performed many pastimes. We have Ramayana, right? Many people still listen to Ramayana, right? It is still applicable in this 2023 also. And Krishna has performed many pastimes. We all remember and meditate upon. And all the practitioners of Bhakti Yoga, spirituality, they practice, they listen to this. So that ends 5 to 10. And towards the end, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam. My actions, my appearance are divine. A person who meditates on me, meditates on my pastime, Tyaktya deham punarjanma, he will not attain next birth. He will not take birth again. He can attain liberation, the person who meditates on me. But what about certain people who do not meditate, who do not accept the Supreme Lord? Or maybe some people accept the Supreme Lord in different ways. So some people go to the God for material benefits, only for money. God, give me the money, I'll give you $10. I'll break a coconut for you, right? Or some people go to the God thinking God to be a light. Or some people go to the God with pure love and devotion, nothing else. So Krishna says, whatever the way they approach, I reciprocate. They'll get whatever they expect. Okay, if they put 10%, they'll get only 10% back, right? So there are some people who go to demigods, and Krishna talks about that aspect. There are some people who doesn't go to God directly, but they go to demigods. Demigods are like Indra, Chandra, Varuna. They perform some puja, give some money to the pujari and do some puja and get some material benefits. So this puja is not like a Vishnu puja. This puja is different, like puja to grahas or nakshatra, or different types of pujas are there, karma khandik activities. There are some people who go and perform that. There is nothing wrong in that. One can do that. No, but people still do that because they want material benefits. Because they want material benefits, they go and do that. That's valid, it's okay. But that's not the goal of life. If the material benefits are satisfied, again, one would desire for more and more. And Krishna said, for those kind of people, I created this Varnashrama system so that they can gradually elevate their consciousness and become Vaishnavas later. And Krishna also says, when he appears and he performs pastimes, he performs activities, nothing affects him. And many people, liberated soul, understood it clearly, and they attained the Supreme Lord. So that is 11 to 15. And so this completes the section of Krishna speaking about the transcendental knowledge and about himself, about the God's appearance, why he appeared, and everything. And Krishna, now 16 to 24, he goes back to the third chapter where he left out the Karma Yoga. He continues, gives more detail about Karma Yoga. So this is like a bumpy ride. This is like a bumpy ride, but we can easily go through. It's so technical, so detailed, but should be easy. We'll see. So then 16 to 24, Krishna says the karma. What is karma? What is akarma? What is vikarma? These are all complicated subject matters. Even many philosophers also get confused. And Krishna gives details about that. What is karma? What is akarma? What is karma? Vikarma. So we looked at it. So karma means an action as prescribed in scriptures. If as per scriptures, as per instructions of the Supreme Lord, keep it simple, right? For following the instructions of the God and doing our duty is karma. So there are many duties like taking care of family, taking care of wife, children, going to office for salary, work. These are all karma only, good karma. These are all good activities, good karma. So by doing good activities, we'll get good karma. I repeat, by doing good activities, you'll get good karma. And there is vikarma. Vikarma means bad activities, adharmic activities, hurting someone, insulting someone, slapping someone, hitting someone, all adharmic activities, right? Cheating someone, all adharmic activities. They produce reactions, bad reactions. One has to go through suffering, painful situations. So we looked at that in detail also. And the third thing is akarma. Akarma means no reaction to an action. The action or work is considered as not working at all. Right? So Krishna talks about that. We'll see that today also. So we'll get started with that verse now. And Krishna says one more thing. We covered this one. Who is a karma yogi? Who is a karma yogi? A karma yogi is the one who sees inaction in action. He's doing the work, but he's doing the work with proper consciousness. And he knows very well, he can see that I'm doing this work for the pleasure of the Lord, as a service to the Lord, without expecting success or failure. By such work, he's cognizant about his work. He's cognizant, is aware that his work will not produce any new reaction. For example, I'm donating money to people. I'm doing it as a service to the Lord. I can see that. Okay, I'm doing this. I can see the knowledge part also, right? When I do this with proper consciousness, I'm doing as a service to the Lord. That is inaction in action. My action will not, I know very well, my action will not produce any new reaction. A person who can see that, that's what Krishna is saying. If a person can see that his actions does not produce any new reaction, such a person is a karma yogi, a detached worker. You know, these are all complicated words. We'll go in a little detail now. So we read this verse 20. Tyakta karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashaya karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Krishna is saying in the practice stage, how one can practice karma yoga. So we looked at in previous sessions also. is kind of repetitive, because most of the things I was giving essence, like what karma yoga, how to work like a karma yoga in advance in previous chapters also. In case you missed or discontinue, you don't lose anything. That is the reason I was giving additional info, but those are all coming from different chapters or verses of Bhagavad Gita. So in this verse, Krishna saying, abandoning all attachment to the results of activities. I'm doing work, but I'm not attached to anything. I'm not attached to the result. For example, I'm playing tennis, right? If I'm started winning, I'll get attached to the winning part. I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. I cannot tolerate if I lose. That will feed my ego. That will feed my ego if I get attached to that, and I'll create big problems to myself and also to everyone. Right. So Krishna is saying a yogi is a one who is not attached to the results of his actions. Anything he does, he's not attached. If you're working as an IT employee, you still do the work, but you're not attached to the work. You're not attached to the results of your work. You get appreciation or not, doesn't matter. You 100% put your efforts. It's obvious. If you put your 100% effort, you'll get appreciation, no doubt in it. But you're not, disturbed by expecting the results, right? Such a person is a yogi. So Krishna is saying one other important point, even though that person is engaged in all kinds of activities, that person is considered not doing it all. Akarma is, Krishna is teaching akarma here. Isn't that good? If someone comes to me and gives a bucket, 10 buckets of ice cream, 10 buckets of ice cream, and he says, okay, if when you eat this ice cream, 10 buckets, you will not gain weight, you will not spike your sugar levels, and you will not, nothing will happen to me. There is no dizziness for you. That's cool, right? I can still enjoy, but nothing happens to me. That's a good deal. That's what Krishna is saying. Even though you work in this world, you can remain unattached. You can remain detached. Your work or reactions to your work will not be tainted. In short, when I'm doing any action, I'm talking about good action only, not bad action. I can't say like I'll slap on someone's face and say I'm doing a service to Krishna. You hit me back or you don't hit me back. I don't expect anything in return. No. I'm not saying that. Krishna is not saying that. Krishna is talking about dharmic actions, dharmic work. As per dharma, if a person does his duties with proper consciousness as a service to the Lord, even though he's doing all kinds of activities, he's still considered as not working at all. There are no reactions to his actions. It's a good deal. So we'll see this story. It's a nice story. The essence of it is like, we'll see the essence of it is just like, even though they are engaged in all kinds of work, they're still considered not working at all. So the story, this is about Gopis of Vrindavana. No, some context. Lord Sri Krishna has appeared and he performed many pastimes, even from the birth, from the day one, and he performed many pastimes. And one of the pastimes we look at. So once Gopis of Vrindavana, they did fasting. They did not eat. They doesn't want to eat. They did not eat anything. So full day they went on a fast. Full day they went on a fast. And next day is the time to break the fast. Like if you know, like people on Ekadashi, they fast whole day. They don't eat anything. On the Dwadashi day, they eat to break the fast. So Gopis of Vrindavana, the ladies here, right? So they were on a fasting. They're fasting the whole day. They fasted, and it's a time for. I mean, it went to the next day, and it's time for them to break the fast. So in those days, to break the fast, they need to go to a place. They need to feed a Vaishnava or a devotee of the Lord, or a saintly person. They need to feed first. After that only they can honor that. They eat it. Okay, so they were looking for a saintly person, a Vaishnava or a saintly person to feed the prasada. They cook a lot of food. They cook a lot of food, but they want to offer it to some saintly person first. They were looking for them. No, they couldn't find anyone. So they went to Krishna. Hey Krishna, we are on this fast and we want to break the fast, and I don't see anyone. No one is coming here. So can you tell me? Can you help me find a saintly person so that we can feed this food and we can break the fast? And Krishna says, okay. So there is a person who is sitting other side of this Yamuna river. The Yamuna river, that if you go to Vrindavana, you can see that Yamuna river. So Krishna says, other side of Yamuna river, there is this saintly sage. His name is Durvasa Muni. He was sitting there. Go and feed them. Go and feed him. And after that, you can break your fast. So they're ready to go now. And they looked at Yamuna. Looking at Yamuna, they say like, how can we cross this Yamuna? There is no boatman there. We can't cross. They go to Krishna. Krishna, can you help me pass this Yamuna river? They know Krishna being Supreme Lord. So that's why they know very well Krishna can do something for them. Right? So they went and asked. Then Krishna says, very interestingly, this is the part. Krishna says, go and tell to Yamuna river, if I am a brahmachari, if I am a celibate, if I am a brahmachari, let the Yamuna river part. Part means it will separate itself and you can walk. And all the gopis, they go and they say, if, first of all, they laughed. Krishna, really? Are you brahmachari? Are you a celibate? How can we understand? You had 16,000 wives, right? How can we understand? But they laughed, but they know very well the divinity of Krishna. They went and they said, if Krishna is a brahmachari, if Krishna is a celibate, let this Yamuna part. And Yamuna separated. Yamuna separated. They were really shocked and they crossed this. Their goal is just to break the fast. They crossed the river, Yamuna, and they went to other side. And they saw Durvasa Muni there. So they went to Durvasa Muni and they said, my dear Durvasa Muni, we want to break the fast. We want to break the fast. Okay, so we have this food stuff. Please honor this food. Then Durvasa said, this is a lot for me. I can't eat. My food is just this blade of grass. He eats a dundubi, of some kind of grass, one leaf of grass. That's it. And all the gopis, they really forced, you have to eat this. We bought this, you have to eat this. Please eat this. Please eat this. So then Durvasa Muni said like, okay, I'll eat it. Okay. He initially, he started with eating little bit, and all the gopis said like, eat more, eat more. They served the whole food, buckets of food, whole big buckets of food, and Durvasa ate nicely. And it's time for them to go back to Vrindavan. And that time they say, we came, Krishna said that this way, and we were able to cross this Yamuna. Now how can you go back? Who will help us? Then Durvasa said, okay, this is another interesting point, key point. Then Durvasa said, you go to Yamuna river and say this thing. If Durvasa had not eaten anything today, right? If he has not eaten anything today, he had eaten only the small blade of grass. He has not eaten anything else. If that is true, then Yamuna should part. All the gopis of Vrindavana, they went and again they laughed. They literally saw Durvasa Muni eating tons of food, lots of food. But that's true, right? Durvasa Muni ate the food. How would this river would part now? That's a false statement. So they go and they say to Yamuna river, If Durvasa Muni had not eaten anything, water we bought, let Yamuna separate. If that is true, then Yamuna should separate. To their surprise, Yamuna parted. Yamuna parted, and they were able to cross and come back. And all these gopis of Vrindavana, all these ladies, they were in a big confusion. What's going on with us? What's going on with us? Krishna, you are not a brahmachari. You had so many wives and you played with so many girls. You are not a brahmachari. And Durvasa Muni, we saw him eating tons of food. We saw him eating tons of food. How is that Yamuna separated, even though your words are not right? And this is what Krishna says. This is what Krishna says. This is a message. Krishna says, we are on the transcendental platform. Not like you, we are on the transcendental platform, myself and Durvasa Muni. In case of Durvasa Muni, even though he was eating through his mystic powers, he was not enjoying that. In his mind, he was feeling that he's eating only that blade of grass he eats every day. That is why, even though he was doing this all kinds of things, even though he was eating all kind of food stuff, he still considered not eating at all. Not eating at all. So that is true. So the message here is, it's not the karma part, it's the knowledge part that is important. In what consciousness we do the work is important. If you are donating money to people and we think like, I'll get appreciation, or we think like, I have so much black money, I want to remove this money, I want to get rid of this money, let me store this money in somewhere else. If that is a motive, even though a person is doing a charitable work, that is still considered an offense. But a person does the work with proper consciousness as a service to the Lord, mindset, with proper mindset. The action is same, charity. But the person who is doing the charity, his intentions are bad. His intentions are bad. Right? A person who is doing the charity, his intentions are pure intentions. So that is why the gnana part is more important. The knowledge part is more important. That is the one which will remove the karma. That will not generate any new karma. Okay. The life lesson here is, you should live in the world but remain untouched by it. Untouched by it. Like a lotus leaf. Krishna says in 5th chapter, we'll see when we get there. But just as a lotus leaf remains in the water, but the lotus leaf is untouched by the water. So that's what Krishna has been saying, like, you work with proper consciousness and remain untouched. When you work with proper consciousness, you will not generate new karma. Okay, so we'll see this. In this verse, this is a verse 21 to 23, all combined. In this verse, Krishna gives a checklist. Big checklist. Why Krishna spoke this? That's what we see now. And after that, I'll ask someone to read this. Why Krishna spoke this? So this is about a yogi, a karma yogi at the stage of perfection. Karma yogi at the stage of perfection. Why Krishna spoke? Yeah, why Krishna spoke this? To motivate Arjuna. Right? If a child is playing tennis, right? The parents would say, parents would help them to learn more about tennis and help them to watch the famous tennis players like Nadal or Federer, and they help them to learn about how they play the play techniques, how Nadal plays, and what kind of diet they eat, everything about them. We try to research, learn, and we try to apply it. That is the message. That's the reason Krishna spoke this verse, is to motivate Arjuna about how to live in this world and how to work. And this is a stage of a perfectionist. We may not be a perfectionist, right? But we can still practice. we can still practice. This is still applicable to us. Okay. I request someone to read this. You can read the Sanskrit here on the left side, and we'll do the English on the right side. Maybe Arun Prabhu and yeah.
Nirashir yata chitatma, free from desires, self-control. Tyakta sarva parigraha, free from sense of proprietorship. Shariram kevalam karma, acts only for the bare necessities of life. Kurvan napnoti kilbisham, he doesn't incur any sin. Yadarcha labha santusto, satisfied with what comes of its own accord. Dvandvatito vimatsaraha, tolerant of dualities, free from envy. Tamasiddhava asiddhaucha, steady in both success and failure. Kritvapi na nibadhyate, never entangled although performing actions. Gata sangasya muktasya, unattached to the modes of material nature. Jnanavastita chetasaha, fully situated in transcendental knowledge. Yajnayar Yajnayacharataha karma, acts for the sake of yajna. Samagram previliyate, doesn't incur reactions, merges into transcendence.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is about a yogi at his perfection stage, at the stage of perfection. What his life is free from desires, is self-controlled, free from sense of proprietorship, ownership, lives in this world just for basic necessities of life, always satisfied, is happy with whatever is coming in his own accord, is tolerant in dualities, success or failure, happiness, distress, is tolerant and free from envy. He is not at all envious of anyone. Is steady in both success and failure, never entangled even though performing actions. Untouched by the modes of material nature. The Prakriti has no influence on such a person. He is fully situated in transcendental knowledge. How he works as a acts for the sake of yajna, charita karma, as a service to the Lord. By such work, he does not incur any reaction. He attains the Supreme Lord. So we'll try to see comparatively, how this applies to us, how we work, and how a yogi works. Right? So we full of desires. Whatever we see, we want it. I look at a phone, I want it. I look at iPhone 20, 25, I want it. I always dream about it, right? That's how we desire. Right? And if I look at a car, a nice house or whatever, even though if I have $1 million house, I look at the another $100 million house, I'll get attracted to it. I desire for it. That's how people tendency is, right? So we desire anything we see, we want it. Now this is about a person who is like free from desires. That means he will not possess anything, will not desire for anything. No, he still have desires, but his desires are not for his personal enjoyment. His desires are not in personal enjoyment. His desires are for spiritual realization. He still possesses it, but he uses it as a service to the Lord. Once in the life of Srila Prabhupada is founder Acharya of ISKCON. So during his preaching moment, one person offered a royal car, like fancy car, royal car. Prabhupada used it, and people were asking, like, you are a saint, how can you use this car? You're not supposed to be using. Your life should be simple. Then Krishna said, with this car, I can go faster. Right? With this car, I can go faster to do the preaching activities. For that purpose, as a service to the Lord, I use this. I still possess it. Right? So there is nothing wrong in possessing. Krishna is talking about the mentality you possess. Is this for my enjoyment or is for the pleasure of Krishna, as a service to the Krishna? I still have it. No, that's way will not become egoistic. Or we don't run behind material things. And That is the first thing. And second thing is self-controlled. His desires are not for sense enjoyment, so he's self-controlled. His mind, basically, but the mind state, the state of mind is clean, doesn't run behind many material things. Free from sense of proprietorship. How about us? When we own it, we think this belongs to me. Right? Example, if I own this house, I think like this belongs to me. Can I sell it to Russia? Right? Can I sell this piece of land to Russia? No. Government of USA will kick me out of this country. That means this doesn't belong to me. I'm just the temporary owner. This piece of land really belongs to the government of USA. The same thing. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. In Ishopanishad, Krishna says, Isha Vashamidam Sarvam Yatkincham Jagatan Jagat. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. We falsely think like this belongs to me. I possess it. I own it. I enjoy it. Right? We start accumulating more and more and we'll get trapped. A saintly person is the one who is like free of sense of proprietorship. He still possesses it. He owns it, but he considers that as Krishna's property. Krishna's property. Acts only for base necessities of life. This is really hard. What we do, we act only for accumulating more and more. Right? So this person, a yogi, works only whatever is needed. Doesn't run behind accumulating more and more, because his happiness is not from material things. His happiness is from spiritual things. He doesn't run behind whatever is he's satisfied. Such a kind of a consciousness mindset, such a person will not incur any sin. Another one is satisfied with whatever comes it's in on a card. Are we satisfied? Do you even think that let things come in its own accord? No. If a person wants promotion, every day he thinks, when will I get promotion? When will I get more money? He doesn't do work, he doesn't put his efforts, but he still thinks like, when will I don't worry. That's what Krishna has been saying. Don't worry about it. Don't think too much about it. Let things come in its own accord. Consider there is a superior person who is giving you all things. It's not just by your strength, your karma, everything factor in. If you think higher picture, then we'll be relaxed. Let things come in its own accord. It doesn't mean I'll not do anything. No, we still put our efforts as a service to the Lord, and God, being pleased, he'll grant whatever is needed. So that is a state of consciousness of a saintly person who is in the transcendental platform, tolerant of dualities. In case of us, little bit of uncertainty, we are totally disturbed. Mind is totally disturbed. Because we don't have faith or not have proper faith in the Lord. If we belong to God, God is the one who takes care of us. He is the one who is providing food to everyone, right? Do we see any people, any animals or ants or anything, they are starving? Even elephant also, elephant eats tons of food. Tons of food is also provided by the Supreme Lord. Everything is provided. In case of us, little bit of uncertainty, we are totally disturbed. But a person who is on the transcendental platform, he thinks, he knows very well, happiness or distress, success or failure, these are dualities. Yes, those exist based on my karma. Now that I have taken shelter, God will protect me. That's it. That's how he can tolerate the dualities. Free of envy. If a person is progressing, it creates burning in our heart. Right? It's a very common thing. Why? Because we don't see the reality. If a person is progressing, it is because of his karma. He has some good karma. That's why good facilities are given to him, and is enjoying those facilities. Unnecessarily, we'll get envious of those persons. But on the saintly platform, a person on the saintly platform, he knows very well. Krishna is the one who is giving. Krishna is the one who is giving those facilities to him because of his karma. That's it. I don't need to be envious of such person. That's how one can say steady. One can remain steady in success or failure. He'll not be disturbed. Even though he performs all kinds of activities, is engaged in all kinds of activities, he remains neutral and acts for the sake of yajna. Acts for the pleasure of the Lord as a service to the Lord. Brings God in picture. He's happy person. Okay. So since Krishna spoke about this yajna acharata karma, Krishna is saying you work like a yajna. How you do yajna? Yajna means a fire sacrifice. It is not just literally fire sacrifice. Any activity can be seen, can be envisioned as a fire sacrifice. Krishna speaks about that from now on. Right? From this 24 to set of verses until 33, he speaks on this aspect. Any of our activity can be seen as a yajna. Breathing, going to office, earning money can be seen as a yajna. You're playing cricket, that also can be seen as a yajna. Any action can be seen as a yajna. Krishna elaborates more about this yajna. So we'll look at that. But life lesson here, anything done in Krishna's pleasure is yajna or sacrifice. Anything done with our own pleasure, right? And that too we are not satisfied. Right? So that is not yajna. Okay. So we completed the other section here. So Krishna, in this set of verses, Krishna spoke about what is karma, what is akarma, what is vikarma. The same karma can bind on people, same karma can also liberate a person. Right? Who can see that? The yogis can see that, the practitioners, the karma yogi practitioners who can take up karma yogi, work with proper consciousness, can see that. What they can see? They can see the gnana aspect of it. Working with proper consciousness, my actions will not produce any new reactions. So we went through those. Okay, I think we can cover this verse. This is very, very important and more technical. So the essence of this verse 24 is, when you work in Krishna consciousness as a service to Krishna, you will attain Krishna. Right? There is a message of this verse. I'll ask someone to read this.
Brahmarpanam.
Go ahead, Prabhu. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir Brahmajno Brahmanahutam Brahmaivatena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature.
Thank you, Arita. So you can see here, Krishna says Brahma. What is common here? Brahma, Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havir, Brahmagno, Brahma, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva, Brahma. So he is Brahma everywhere. In every state, every line we can see Brahma. So what is this Brahma Krishna is talking about? It means spiritual. Krishna is saying anything can be seen as spiritual, or action can be seen as spiritual, or activities. So we'll dig. I think I have nice slides on this one. Yeah, we'll analyze this. Okay, I don't want to speak without these details. So let's understand this yajna. So Krishna is talking about Brahmarpanam. Like Arpanam means like offering. To whom? Brahma. Right? So before that, we'll see this yagna process. The message Krishna is saying here is, see everything spiritually. When you see everything spiritually, with spiritual consciousness, you can attain the spiritual. Your goal will be spiritual. Okay? That is a message. So to understand that, we'll see this yagna. Okay, this is very important. When you understand this, rest of the verses will be easy. So to do the yagna, we all know, right? When you go to Hindu temple or any temple, we see this yagna. Okay, so what is needed to do this yagna? The place, right? The place is needed, and the performer of yagna, and this ladle, the spoon is needed, and we need a ghee, and we need a fire. It's like a fire pile, and we need a fire. So what this person will do, he'll use the spoon to dip the oil or ghee and put it in fire. Take the spoon, using the spoon, take that ghee, put it in fire. That's what is yagna, process of yagna is. This is like offering aspect. Offering to whom? Offering to Vishnu. Krishna also says, he is a Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the ultimate enjoyer of all the yagna. Everything will come to me. Krishna speaks about that in Bhakti Yoga chapters. Anyway, so the yagna process is, when there's a performer, he uses a spoon, he takes the oil, puts it in the fire. That means like offering it to the fire, offering it to Vishnu, right? It's like a pleasing the Supreme Lord by such offering. Basically, all this offering will go to basically to demigods. In turn, that it goes to the Vishnu, Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam. So this is a process of yagna. Krishna is saying this yagna can be seen, can be envisioned for anything we do, any activity we do, any work we do, can be envisioned as a yagna. Right? So I'll talk about more examples how to see that. So Brahma Arpanam is ladle used to offer it to the fire of Brahman. Brahma Arpanam, the ladle, the spoon, okay, spoon. Brahma Havir. Krishna is saying the ladle is spiritual, the spoon is spiritual. Havir means the oil, the ghee is spiritual. The ghee is considered as Brahma. Brahma means the god or spiritual. Okay, the god, the oil can be oil to be considered as spiritual. Agni, Brahma Agni, the fire is spiritual. What we covered: spoon, ghee, and fire is spiritual. Brahma Hutam. Oh, sorry, Brahmana Hutam. The person who is offering this, using the spoon, taking the ghee, and offering into the fire. That also, that person, that activity can also be seen as spiritual. Brahmayeva tena ghantavyam. That spiritual activity will lead to spiritual goal. So basically what Krishna is saying, literally, Krishna is literally in this verse referring to this yagna process where everything can be seen spiritually. Everything can be seen spiritually. Everything can be considered spiritually. Right? What is this? Spoon, oil, the performer, the fire. Everything can be seen spiritually. When a person offers the ghee to the fire, right? Offers it, then he'll attain ultimate goal. So let's see how this is applicable to us. What Krishna is saying, the message, this need to be decoded. So Krishna is saying anything can be seen as a yagna. He speaks about from now on, like another so many verses now until verse 33. He talks about everything can be seen as yagna. He gives examples. Okay. So our acharyas have given nice analogy. We can see this picture, okay? How we can envision any activity we do as a yagna, how to do that, how to see that, how to see everything as spiritual and attain spiritual, that is Supreme Lord, how to do that. We can see these examples, okay? Easy to understand. So when Arjuna was not ready to fight, Krishna is saying like re-envision, see everything as yajna, Arjuna. Don't think that you are killing. See, you're doing as a yajna to me, offering to me. How to see that? Acharyas have given very nicely. See this battlefield. The battlefield is yajna sthali. The place to perform this yajna sthali, the place. Ghandiva bow. You see this bow? Arjuna uses bow and arrow, right? So Krishna says, consider this bow to be a spoon. The place to be yajna, the place, the battlefield to be yajna sthali, and the bow to be a spoon. So the person is there, spoon is there. What is the oil? Oil need to be offered to fire, right? Just imagine, a person is taking the spoon, with the spoon taking oil, ghee, and putting into the fire. So everything can be seen, right? Now Arjuna, battlefield is there, your bow and arrow is there. The offering is Kauravas. Offering is Kauravas. Take the Kauravas. Take the Kauravas and offer it to me. The Agni. Offer it to me. So the battlefield is spiritual. Arjuna thought it will create sins. No, Krishna is saying no. The battlefield is spiritual. No, your instruments are spiritual. And your activity is also spiritual. You are offering that to me. That's spiritual. By such work, by seeing that spirituality in your work, you can attain me. I'm pleased. That's what Krishna is saying. That is for Arjuna, right? So what we do, we are an IT employee. We sit in front of laptop and do the work. Another example is cricket player. Okay, I can give this example. We can relate. It applies to us. Any activity we do, any work we do, we can see as a yajna, as an yajna. So now let's look at this example. Now a person, she's working in an IT office. She's frustrated, irritated. She doesn't want to do work. She want to change the job, or want a good salary, or every day she's thinking, why I'm going to this place. Why I'm going to this place. I don't want to go to this place. I better take a renunciation. I'll go and meditate, and I'm fed up with this life. now the message of Krishna can be applied. Come on, lady, you can see, follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, spiritualize your work. How? Consider this IT place, the office you go, to be a yajna sthali, right? The place, see it as a spiritual thing. Your laptop where you are writing code, or your laptop where you're writing code, right? Writing code. The instrument, in case of Arjuna, instrument was bow. Right? In case of us, instrument is laptop. Right? Consider that as a ladle or spoon. What you do with that? You take the ghee. The ghee part is the code work or whatever the work we do. Now we have built that application, or build that application, right? With coding, we'll build application. Now that has to be offered. Don't think that I achieved it. Offer it to Supreme Lord. The Agni. Everything can be seen as a yajna, right? So offer it to the Supreme Lord Agni. Offer it to Krishna. Don't think you are the one achieved it. So what's his consciousness is changed. She was really frustrated, irritated, doesn't want to do. Now she's seeing her work as a spiritual activity. It's not a burden. Work is not a burden. Work gives pleasure. You can see the smile here. The work is a pleasure, right? He's going to work, considering everything to be spiritual, considering her work as a devotional service to the Lord, offering to the Lord. Lord is pleased. Krishna is trying to compare. That's what the message is. See everything as spiritual thing, spiritual activity, anything we do. Now another example, we can see a cricket player, right? This cricket player, ball is coming, is hitting. The playground can be seen as a yajna sthali where yajna is performed. The essence here is even the playing cricket also can be seen as doing yajna. Playing cricket is also can be seen as doing yajna. How? The ground can be seen as yajna sthali. The bat here can be seen as a ladle or spoon. The person is there, the spoon is there, and what is offering? The ghee part is the ball. Ball is coming. He should, what this person is thinking? I can hit it. I'm so famous player. No, he has to focus on the work. What he's doing, he's just taking it and offering it. He's hitting it, it goes to 6 and offering it to the Lord. If he thinks like, no, most of the time we see like, batsman, a cricket player, famous cricket player, he hits century and he thinks he shows the bat to the sky. He says, I did it, right? He's so joyful, but in the next match, if he duck outs, he gets so much dejected. He cannot tolerate that. Everybody says like, oh, why are you wasting time watching this guy? Right? And this person get dejected, right? Because he's not doing the work properly. He's considering the achievements to be his own achievements. But the same person plays the cricket as an offering to the Lord. Success or failure, he's not disturbed. So the essence of this verse is everything, any activity we do can be seen as a spiritual activity with proper consciousness. When we do that activity with proper consciousness, we can attain the Supreme Lord easily. And while doing the work, there is no frustration. And even though there is a frustration, this is a message, right? Even though there is a frustration, we know. Now we know. I'm doing my act as a spiritual activity for the pleasure of the Lord. Then we can remain happy. So benefits of doing our work like yajna. Yes, we work with sincerity. We put our 100% effort. This is a spiritual work. Most of the time, people do not put their work 100% efforts. Because they don't put their work. They don't put their 100% efforts. Of course, there won't be any results. Are also not 100%, right? So when we see as a spiritual activity, we put our 100% efforts, and we remain satisfied. We are 100% satisfied. No frustration, no reaction from action. We are burning our karmic reactions. So this is a life lesson, and we'll end the session here. Krishna, we know this very famous thing, right? Work is worship. Work is worship. It doesn't mean work like a donkey. No, that's not Krishna saying. No, the life lesson here is work as worship. As worship. Any activity we do with spiritual consciousness as a devotional service to the Lord. You can attain the Supreme Lord. Okay, so in the next session, we'll see from 25 to 13 onwards, Krishna talks about, gives more examples, how to see all the activities as a yajna. Okay, we'll see that in our next session. I'll stop here.